メジャー翻訳速報。
カクタスリーグも終盤に差し掛かり、日本人選手たちの活躍が光を放っています。大谷翔平選手のバットスピードは圧巻で、ファストボールへの適応能力も見事なものです。山本由伸投手、佐々木朗希投手も素晴らしい投球を披露し、現地の解説者たちを魅了しています。この動画では日本人選手たちの最新情報をお届けします。この動画が面白いと思っていただけたら、チャンネル登録、高評価お願いします。
Hi everybody, welcome inside our Sportsnet LA studio, joined tonight by Jerry Hairston Jr., David Vassegh. We're all smiling because the Dodgers have won 5 in a row in Cactus League play. Of course, nobody even really cares about wins and losses so much, but we saw a regular season kind of lineup tonight for the Dodgers. We saw Mookie Betts going deep, but the headlining act, it was Roki Sasaki, his Cactus League debut, Jerry.
I was really impressed. The velocity was certainly there. The command was there as well. He had lightning stuff.
We talked before the game how important this was for his self-confidence. I think this game accomplished that with the way he was able to not only pitch scoreless innings, 3 of them, but the way he did it.
Yeah.
It was a confidence booster that he really needed.
It was a lot of fun to watch him tonight. Certainly a big step for Roki Sasaki, going those 3 scoreless innings. And after he was done, he talked about it with Kirsten Watson and the media.
Roki, just to get out there, have your Cactus League debut, Dodgers debut, and just can you describe the emotions of getting on that mound and then facing some big league hitters?
ね、デビュー戦でもう正直な気持ち、ドジャーズのユニフォームを着れてどう思ってますか？
登板前すごくワクワクした気持ちと、不安がどっちもあったんですけど、マウンドに立ってからこう集中して、その場の雰囲気だったり、こう噛み締めながら投げることができました。
It was a mixture of excitement and nervousness, but once I was on the mound, I felt like I was able to focus and able to pitch.
Dave Roberts said that they have felt the velocity has been in a really good spot today. We saw 98, 99. Is that adrenaline, or have you been working on a few things mechanically to get your velocity back to where you usually have it?
今晩は98、99で結構球速がしっくり出てますけども、何かそれはアドレナリンなのか、メカニクス的なことなのか。
どちらももちろんあると思うんですけど、メカニクス的なところでこう、キャンプ中ラボ入ってもう一回こう自分の何ができてないとかそういうところをもう一回、なんていうんですかね、洗い直して、その中でこうどうやっていこうかっていうところで、まだ始めて少しですけど、いい方向には来てると思うので、継続してもう一段階こう上げていけたらなと思ってます。
It's a combination of both. Really worked hard in the lab, digged into the mechanical aspect of my form, and looked at things that I do well and things I wasn't doing well, and was able to really work on things I wanted to, and I feel like I had a pretty good foundation.
How valuable has that been, just learning from the pitching coaches and having access to the lab to really build on getting yourself to being that complete big league pitcher?
ラボとかピッチングコーチの指導とかでいろいろ改善されてますけども、それがどのぐらいローキにとっては大きなことなのか。
そうですね、もちろん、このオフ取り組んできた上での何ですかね、また課題だと思ったり思いますし、あとは自分の中でこう感じるものもあって、その中でこうピッチングコーチとうまくコミュニケーション取りながらお互いこう意見をすり合わせながらこう今形を作っているので、その点に関しては今日投げていい方向に来てるのかなと思います。
There's a few things I was working on during the off season and coming into camp, working with the pitching coaches and really going into some deep dive into what I wanted to work on. I think it's really today's the fruit of all the hard work that I was able to put in during the off season, the first part of spring training.
And how important was it to see how your stuff plays against big league hitters?
大リーガーに対して今日実際投げてみて通用するっていうのはなんか感触ありましたか？
もちろんこう甘いボール自体はやっぱり打たれますし、スプリットもいいとこ見逃したりとか、そういうところもあったんですけど、自分のいいボール投げたらこう押し込めたり、空振り取れたりっていうそういう収穫もあったので、その両方こう今日感じれてよかったなと思います。
A couple of things I noticed with big league hitters, they do hit mistakes and they do take some splits that I threw, but I did feel really good about being able to jam some hitters, and as long as I throw quality pitches, I should be able to get these guys out.
Davey, you were talking on the pregame show about Roki really establishing confidence tonight, and that was the one thing you really wanted to see him do. I think he established some confidence tonight because that fastball was sitting around 99. The splitter was crazy good all night. He had 8 swings on his split-fingered fastball. They swung and missed 7 of those 8 times.
Yeah, and the biggest thing was for them to swing and miss and even chase that splitter was his fastball command. That's something he hadn't shown on the backfields. I mean, come on. That's everything as advertised right there, that split-fingered fastball. But he had 9 of his 13 first pitch strikes, and that really set the table for him to use that splitter.
Listen, I always watch hitters' reactions because the hitters will let you know, the good or the bad. That swing and miss, that splitter where you guys just heard me go, I'm telling you, it looks like a fastball hitter, and then it darts violently out of the zone. This guy is 6'2", 6'3", 6'4". Either way, he's huge on the mound to the hitter. And it's that downward plane, and that's why you're going to get a lot of swing and miss when he does have that fastball command, because when he has fastball command at 98, 99 miles an hour, hitters have to cheat. Yeah. They have to get on that fastball, and that's why it looks to the hitter when he's spotting that fastball downhill, hitter has this to react. Right? And that's why he's going to get a lot of swing and miss. And I just love his comments. Will does a great job translating. He basically said, when I make my pitches, I'm confident that I will be able to get these hitters out. He's not lying. He's not being, egotistical whatsoever. It's a fact. When he makes his pitches, he's going to be tough.
I go back to his first couple bullpens here at spring training, and Austin Barnes caught the first one, and he said, it's hard to catch sometimes, that splitter. Yeah. And then Will Smith caught his second one and said, I don't know if I've seen a splitter move quite like his does. It just has different characteristics, Jared. You can see by some of those swings, that's going to be a problem for a lot of guys.
I faced Kurt Schilling. I faced Roger Clemens. They had different type of splits. Schilling had more of a violent split. This kid right here, when it's on, just seeing it, it is violent. That's why it has so many different types of movements. Obviously, Yamamoto, it's straight down. This kid has, it's a forkball. Back in the day, I'm going to date myself, John. Yeah. Old school Blue Jays, Tom Hankey, the closer, he said, give my daddy fits, that type of forkball.
And also deception. His delivery is a lot different than what it was the first day of spring training. He's not showing the baseball as much as he was the first day on the backfields. And remember last year, the Dodgers changed the size of Yamamoto's glove to hide the baseball. Yeah. His glove is humongous. So deception is part of this equation of the process of whatever he was doing in the lab.
Well, it was certainly impressive tonight. For more, let's head back to Arizona. Dave Roberts is talking with Kirsten.
Well, Dave, ahead of this game, you told us the plan was Yoshinobu Yamamoto, 4 innings, Roki Sasaki, 3 innings. Everything went exactly as planned with Yoshi. What did you see from him, and what have you been liking from him this spring?
I thought he got better as the game went on, which was good to see. I thought the stuff was good, and the most important thing is we got him through 4 innings, and he came out of it feeling really good.
With one more start from him from this spring, is he in a really good spot just heading into that opening day in Tokyo?
He is. So we got him through 4, so the hope would be next Monday he'll go 5 innings, and then we go from there.
With Roki Sasaki, his velocity, you said you liked where it was at today. It was in that 98, 99 range. When we asked him, he said some of it might have been adrenaline, but he's been working on a lot of things mechanically. How have you just seen him evolve during this camp?
You know what? He's growing. I think he's getting more and more comfortable. There's more personality to him. Guys are liking him. He's taking on a lot of information. Tonight was a big night. I just think that being under the lights in a big league ball game, just seeing how he responded, and the stuff was really good. Obviously got a lot of swing and miss, a fastball played up, so really good to see. So we got him 3 innings, and then he'll make one more start before we break camp.
How big of a step was this for him? As you've talked about, you're planning on him being on that roster in this regular season.
It was great. I think that as far as the organization, we're obviously all in on him, but I think that it's important for him to just continue to build that confidence, and you do that by, getting outs against big league hitters.
All right, well, big win today, an exciting one with all the pitching we saw, so congrats on this one, Dave.
Thanks, Kirsten.
Yoshi, 2 runs allowed over 4 strong innings, struck out 3. Roki Sasaki, 3 scoreless, 2 hits allowed, 5 strikeouts in his Cactus League debut. Mookie 1 for 3 with a homer. Shohei 1 for 3. Tommy Edman 1 for 3 with a double. Here's what's ahead on the Cactus League calendar. Hard to believe the Dodgers will be breaking camp next Tuesday. 1 week to catch the Dodgers in Arizona, so plan your road trip now. Friday night, the final game of the spring when the Dodgers face the Mariners. Reminder, the time change on Sunday, so the final 3 games will be at 1 p.m. Pacific time, all right here on Sportsnet LA. Carl's Jr. moment of the game, Jerry. You were talking about this swing, this at bat from Mookie earlier.
This breaking ball backs up on him, able to pull his hands, and Mookie, can't you swing? Tell you what, even in spring training, that swing hypnotized me.
Well, Alex Cora always said that his power is to the pull side. When he does that, you know he's on a hot streak.
That was number 1 of Cactus League play for Mookie Betts. Dodgers get the win. Let's go back to Arizona and hear from Yoshinobu Yamamoto with Kirsten and the media.
Yoshi, just third outing of spring. Obviously, a couple of hard hit balls at the beginning of the game, but how did you find just kind of settling in, and was there anything in specific you were working on in this outing?
今日3試合目のオープン戦登板だったということですけども、これを具体的にやってるっていうところってありましたか、今日の登板に関して。
対バッターというところの、感覚をしっかり、掴んで次につなげたいなと、思ってたので、今日立ち上がりは失点してしまいましたけど、そこから2回、3回、4回と、少しずつ調子を上げれてテンポよく投げられたので良かったと思います。
The main focus, part of the main focus in the game for me today was, because get my feeling back, because the feeling of facing the hitters, and even though I gave up a couple runs, but after the second inning, I started feeling better.
Do you suspect this is your last outing of spring? And if so, do you feel like you're in a good spot for opening day in Tokyo, or is there a plan to have one more start this spring?
東京に向けて今日の登板が、最後になるということでしょうか、それとももう1試合ぐらい投げて、東京に向けて、準備またするということでしょうか。
おそらくもう1試合、登板して、公式戦に入ることになると思います。
I think, because I think I got one more spring training game, and then that get myself ready for getting me to the Tokyo.
How excited was Roki to go out there for the first time today?
今日佐々木投手が、1戦目初めてゲームで投げているということですけど、そこに関してはどういうところありますか。
そうですね、すごく僕自身もこう登板してるのを見るのが楽しみでしたし、すごく状態良さそうに投げてると思うので良かったと思います。
Because I was really looking forward to watching him throwing the game, and then so far, because he's performing pretty good, so it's great.
Among the many new faces added to the Dodgers roster this offseason was utility player Hae-Sung Kim, who spent the last 8 seasons in Korea. He won 3 straight fielding awards in the KBO while playing 4 different positions. Recently at Camelback Ranch, Jerry got connected with Hae-Sung Kim.
Hae-Sung Kim, what made you choose the Los Angeles Dodgers?
일단 저한테 제일 먼저 제의를 줬고 세계 최고의 팀이기 때문에 와서 온 것 같습니다.
You're definitely right about that. It's the best team, best organization. There's rumors out there, especially down in spring training, that your glove is magical. Elite defensive player. Are you going to be able to bring that and really be comfortable alongside Mookie Betts, the shortstop?
네, 저도 일단 제 장점이 수비랑 주루기 때문에 그 점을 잘 살리고 싶고 잘 살려가지고 말씀해 주신 대로 무키 배츠랑 키스톤을 꼭 했으면 좋겠습니다.
Talk about also your hitting prowess because you could swing the bat as well.
네, 뭐 구속적인 부분보다는 일단 스타일이 많이 다르기 때문에 그런 스타일에 빨리 적응하는 게 첫 번째 중요한 점인 것 같습니다.
What do you look forward to the most about living in LA?
I'm not really a picky eater. I've been really loving American food. So I'm not really worried about getting adjusted with what I have to eat.
In-N-Out is great. The In-N-Out burgers.
In-N-Out, nice.
Yes. You know what I love about the Los Angeles Dodgers? Historically, they've brought in all types of people, all walks of life. It really is the best players in the world. Obviously, Jackie Robinson back in the day, the Roy Campanella, and then Hideo Nomo. came here. And then now we have a team, along with yourself, Shohei Ohtani, Yamamoto, Roki as well. How excited that this team is talented, but it's got so many people from around the world.
네, 일단 뭐 말대로 각 다른 배경의 모든 선수들이 또 최고의 선수들이 모인 거니까 또 그 최고의 선수들 모인 자리에서 또 저도 다른 배경이지만 같은 야구를 하는 입장에서 최고의 선수들에게 걸맞은 그런 플레이를 하고 싶은 마음입니다.
I play with Hyunjin Ryu, and I used to argue with Hyunjin, you know, how big of a star I was in Korea. Do you remember me playing and my big star still there in Korea?
Yeah, I know Scott.
Scott, my brother Scott?
Yeah.
Not me?
No, sorry.
Thanks for your time. We look forward to having you play many years with the Dodgers. I gotta go text my brother Scott. Thank you.
Thank you.
Got to give it to Haesung Kim. He knows ball, man. That was pretty good. Along with James Outman-Divi as well as Andy Pages, Haesung Kim, he's going to be in a battle for one spot really among those three guys. And we know that he's going through this massive swing change to start his major league career. So what do you think his chances are of being on the opening day roster?
Well, if it was up to his sense of humor, he'd make it.
Yep.
Because he's a jokester. Jerry got to find that out. But look, Chris Taylor being on this roster, there's a logjam as far as that goes. And with his deconstruction and reconstruction of a new swing, it's still a work in progress. So I just believe that Andy Pages is the leader in the clubhouse right now to get that final spot over Kim.
Hey, listen, I always thought, and we talk hitters, pitchers, it's tougher for the hitters to make that transition to the big leagues than it is for the pitchers. So I think Kim is just slightly behind. You talk about little tinks that he's trying to, you know, really figure out his swing to be able to catch up to velocity. He will make that adjustment. He's got great hands. He works extremely hard. They love him there. So they're not trying to rush him. Yes, CT3, a couple guys are still on the roster, a little bit of a logjam, but we don't have to rush him. That's the luxury we have with him. So if he does go to AAA, get him going a little bit, get a lot of at-bats, and then when we need him, he can get back to the big leagues.
You know, I was talking to Luis Cruz, who played 5 years in Japan, and he pointed out something that we don't realize. Over there, obviously, the velocity is not as big as it is in Major League Baseball, and Koreans and Japanese players have a big leg kick because you have the luxury of time. Right. And Kim already has cut down on his leg kick, so he already is making those adjustments, but just needs a little bit of time.
You know who made that adjustment?
Shohei
Ohtani. He had a huge leg kick.
His first spring with the Angels changed everything.
Had to change because, oh my goodness, fastballs are getting on me.
All right, well, with a week left of Cactus League play, we're going to All right, here's some of the Dodgers' key upcoming dates with only 7 Cactus League games to go. March 18th and 19th, Dodgers will be in Japan for that Tokyo series against the Cubs. Then it's back to Southern California. March 23rd to begin the annual Freeway Series against the Angels. March 27th, the home opener against AL Cy Young winner Tarek Skubal and the Detroit Tigers, with the World Series ring ceremony the following night at Dodger Stadium. Just 7 games left to go now in Arizona, so we're going to check in on some of the biggest storylines out of camp. 2 of baseball's brightest stars, Jerry, Freddie Freeman, Shohei Ohtani, both guys coming off of off-season surgeries, and they both look regular season ready.
They do, especially the bat speed. Freddie Freeman, obviously, was dealing with that ankle issue, had surgery on that ankle. We know he had the rib issue. Shohei Ohtani as well. When Shohei Ohtani is going the other way with authority, you know his swing is right. We know Freddie uses the entire field. He'll pull the ball with power as well. We saw tonight, jump on a fastball inner half, use that bat speed. We know when they're healthy, they're as good as it gets.
I mean, Shohei Ohtani, is he human? I think that's a question you got to ask at this point in time. And I think we all forget with the way they started in Cactus League that they're coming off significant injuries. Ohtani with the back shoulder and Freddie Freeman with the right ankle that he is still managing and will have to manage until July.
Yeah, he mentioned that. He's going to probably need treatment on that ankle continuously through at least the All-Star break. Third member of that Dodgers MVP trio, Mookie Betts, been gearing up to be the Dodgers' everyday shortstop here in 2025. DV, what have you been seeing from Mookie?
Well, the work paid off. This is not something that just started 2 weeks before spring training. He moved around to 3 different high schools in the LA area to work with P.D. Montero, then went to go see Troy Tulowitzki for 3 days in Texas, and then showed up for 2 weeks earlier in Arizona to work with Chris Woodward. Are you saying you contributed to this, Jerry?
No, Jerry's phone never rang. That's what he's shrugging his shoulders about.
Well, you've seen what's happened. A lot of confidence. The throws are a lot more smoother and accurate.
He called Tulo instead of Jay here.
Well, listen, Tulo was unbelievable. Tulo's doing a great job at the University of Texas. But listen, we know Mookie Betts is one of the best athletes in all of sports. You get him time to figure out a position, you know he's going to figure out. You give him a time to be the point guard of the Lakers, I'm sure he'll figure that out. Slot receiver for the Rams.
Yeah.
He will figure that out.
It's unprecedented, by the way. 31 years old, going from the outfield to shortstop. Nobody's done this ever. You're not Mookie Betts.
Yeah, you're not a 6-time Gold Glover out there in right field.
Sorry.
All right, so Jerry, the other big storyline this spring is Roki Sasaki. Finally got a chance to see him in Cactus League play, so maybe you should break down that first spring.
This is your lane right here.
Yeah, stay in your lane, DB, because I did it as well. Not at the level as Mookie, but let's get to RS11. I just love the split action. Does act like a fork ball. Outstanding movement right there, getting that strikeout. Another split. It could have been a breaking ball, but we're going to call it a split. And there's that fastball, that four-seamer, that downward plate at 98, perfect pitch, and that fork ball right there. That is violent for the hitter. And look at the reaction. These guys are maybe not big leaguers, that last couple guys, but they're professional hitters, and guys can jump on a fastball. For him to get those type of swing and misses, extremely impressive. So again, I was pleasantly pleased with his outing tonight.
My thing is, it goes back to the fastball command and first pitch strikes, because we talked about that a few different times. Right now, he really hasn't perfected the slider. He only threw that 3 times. So on a night that he doesn't have fastball command, how is he going to work out of jams that way? Because it isn't going to be there every time.
That's why it's so important to make sure he has that breaking ball. Even if he drops that over for the first pitch of an at-bat, at least tells the hitter and the other hitters in that lineup, hey, he's got a breaking ball as well, so put that in the hitter's mind.
And even as good as he was in Japan, they told us when he was coming over here, not completely a finished product as of yet, so plenty of room to grow for Roki Sasaki. Up next, some final thoughts. All right, DB, we got to talk about Yoshi, because this was his penultimate start before getting the ball game 1 in Tokyo in 2 weeks. What did you think of Yoshi's night?
First inning, he was trying to find the command with his secondary pitches, but if you go back to Blake Snell's start, his only start in the Cactus League, he said number 1 is having the fastball command, and the other secondary pitches will come, which happened tonight for Yamamoto starting in the 2nd inning. So he started to get a feel for his secondary pitches then.
I like that he made the adjustment in that 2nd inning, so that is a good sign. He got his work in. The one thing I will caution, remember Yamamoto, when he did get hit around, remember that 1st inning? Yeah. Was an issue for him. So hopefully he learns from that this season.
Retired the final 8 batters that he faced. Now, tomorrow will be Landon Knack making his 3rd start of Cactus League play, going against the Angels. Figures to pitch in multiple roles once again this season. Jerry, what are you going to be looking for out of Knack?
Well, for him to get his work in. I always like this young man because he knows and understands his role. Sometimes he'll spot start. Sometimes he could be that long man if need be. He doesn't care. Just give me the ball. I'm going to go out there and do my thing. He's got that rubber arm as well. Go out there, do his thing. He's fun to watch.
Yeah, versatile guy, lost a lot of weight coming into camp. And Dave Roberts has raved about his camp. He's talked a lot about Knack and Gonsolin, how impressed he's been with those 2 guys.
All right, Freeway Series, Arizona style. Be interesting to see if any Dodgers regulars decide to play day game after a night game. We'll have it for you right here at noon tomorrow. For Jerry, DV, and Kirsten, I'm John. Thanks for watching. We'll see you tomorrow. First pitch coming your way at noon on Sportsnet LA.
メジャー翻訳速報。
いかがでしたか？佐々木朗希投手のスプリットには多くの打者が手を焼いており、メジャーでの成功が期待されていますね。次回の登板も非常に楽しみですね。 この動画が面白いと思っていただけたら、チャンネル登録と高評価、よろしくお願いいたします。次回もお楽しみに。